So responsible decision making. Reflect is aligned to responsible decision making. So your ability to make constructive choices about your personal behaviors, about your thoughts, about your interactions, your mindsets, and your emotions across diverse settings as you use effective mindsets, activities, relationships, knowledge, emotions, resources, skills, and strategies, also known as markers. This is what responsible decision making skills are about. Using effective markers in your choices as you interact with self and others in multiple settings to make responsible decisions. So reflect in the CSS framework, in the Cultivating Seed System framework, is aligned to responsible decision making skills. And what it means is your ability to think quietly and calmly, to look back, to show something, to make known to self, to consider options and choices. So this is responsible decision making. When you're reflecting, when you're in the process of thinking about something, how did this go? Why did I make this decision? It's usually about decisions that were made. And so hence we've aligned responsible decision making with the skill of reflecting as well. And there's a saying that I coined, and I said it earlier: in order to be effective, you must be reflective. So what are some common thoughts associated with responsible decision-making skills? We know thoughts are ideas or pictures you have in your mind. They are at the root of behaviors, attitudes, and emotions. As you reflect on this process, on this Rumor Time process that you have engaged in, what are your thoughts about navigating in virtual instructional spaces? What have you learned from this experience? Would you say at some points you had helpful thoughts or productive thoughts, and maybe at some points, other points, you had harmful or, let's say, non-productive thoughts? So what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts as you reflect, as you look back, as you think and mull over what you've learned? So common interactions: who and what will you take along with you or leave behind? Were your interactions in your virtual instructional spaces constructive or non-constructive? Helpful or harmful? Because we know behind your behaviors are thinking. Your behaviors are influenced by what you were thinking. So who are you going to leave behind? Because if you have practices or engaging in activities that are not helpful or not constructive for you or the social other, now is the time to rethink, reassess, recalibrate. So what are your mindsets? What are the mindsets associated with responsible decision-making skills? How do you see the social other, especially within within virtual instructional spaces? How do you see yourself as you move forward? Were your mindsets and attitudes helpful, harmful, constructive, productive, non-productive, non-constructive? Again, a thought, we equate that to a grape. A cluster of grapes, we equate it to a mindset. A mindset we equate to a cluster of grapes. What's the mindset you have about yourself as you move forward? Is it something that is motivating? Is it something that is moving you toward that goal? Or is it something that is negative, that causes you to feel overwhelmed again continuously? And how do you see the social other? How are you going to have a mindset reset? How are you going to reset your mindset? That's what this module is trying to help you do, to reset your mindset based on what you're going to move forward with, based on your reflections. Your emotions, feelings, they have no intellect. They are controlled directly by your thinking. What feelings were most overpowering during this experience? Have those feelings been helpful, harmful to your growth and development? And what emotions or feelings have you experienced the most about the social other while navigating instruction in virtual spaces? And how have you expressed these emotions? Again, in order to be effective, you must be reflective. Feelings are like check engine lights. They are messengers bringing you a message from your brain, the engine. So do not label the messenger as if something is wrong, deficient, deviant, or defective. So as you engage yourself and others in your rumorizing, you want to reflect. And so here's some prompt questions that will help you in this process of reflecting. So you want to reflect on your thoughts by asking yourself the questions, what have I learned from this experience? Were my thoughts helpful or harmful? Were they productive, non-productive? As I reflect on my interactions in this process, who and what will I leave behind or take along with me? Were my behaviors and actions helpful or harmful? As you reflect on your mindsets, how do you see yourself now as you move forward? And remember, your goal is to move from a position of inter and intrapersonal imbalance to inter and intrapersonal balance, and from unconscious living to conscious living, so that you can be a conscious problem solver and an empowered life coach. It's been a great experience educating, equipping, and empowering you as you continue on this journey of rumorizing using the Rumor Time process, sponsored by Indiana University and GC Scored. Thank you.